Hey, hello guys. Following our initial setup for this device, we are done with the switch for now. Let's keep on this guy here, the Windows server. Let's install the roles, install what is needed. Let's check. So first of all, let me turn on this guy and connect to it. I use RDP on EVNG because I think it's easier to work. Okay, let me close this. Let me just click here again, save that, open it and check it out. Here we go. Administrator is the default, test 1 2 3 with capital T, and let's check. So okay, let's keep like this. Here we go, just booting. One of the things that I want to show you is the steps that you're gonna take. For example, I have some notes here for troubleshooting the firepower device that include FMC and FTD. So for example, this command, you can check the SF tunnel between the FTD and FMC. We can get the pigtails to get some logs. We can run debugs, so run some captures, generate the troubleshoot files and how to do it. To troubleshoot, for example, some registrations under the expert mode, we can do the show managers, check the interface, check the status for this port. This port is used between FMC and FTD, so that's it that we are gonna speak about it. But let's check this guy. So this is the server, right? I'm not a Windows Server specialist, but I had to learn during my career about that, so I will do the configurations that I know and to get these roles installed and working as we need it. So we will have the domain services, DNS, DHCP, and also the certificate authority. So here we go. Let's configure this guy here. I like to remove IPv6 because sometimes I had some issues. I don't know if this is impacting on a real world, but at least on EVNG I had some issues once or twice, so that's why I disable IPv6. So first of all, 10.1.1.5, 255, 255, 255, 0, 10.1.1.254. I will keep its local address as DNS because when we install the DNS role it should work. So let's wait a little bit. Okay, we are good on that. You can just for testing pinging the gateway, and it is pinging. So on the data part we are good, right? We configured that on the last video, so the switch is good. So let's keep on it. Okay, so to install some roles, we go to the dashboard, add roles and features, next, and first thing first, right? We have to install the active domain servers first, and then go to install the certificate authority. I will also select DHCP. DNS is included here, but we don't need to check that box, but I will do it. And also I know that certificates authority certificate services use IIS, so that's why I'm gonna add this feature also. So let's keep on and go to the next one. Next. Okay, nothing else. I will also request that to restart if required. Okay, no worries. Install. So I'm gonna speak with you guys about some of the things that we should know on the next in the next videos while that is here. Okay, this takes some time, so we're gonna speak about the firepower troubleshooting here. I have some notes here. I have more notes to add it to this guy here. So let's keep going, but we will capture some traffics also, right? So here are some notes that I have to TCP dump, for example, for the net stats. For example, minus in do not resolve names, minus a shows the client and server ports. So there is some examples of how to use these commands to help us to identify and troubleshoot in some issues, because sometimes, as you guys know, there is bugs which is related to the system or the kernel of the software, and we have to reload the device. But reload the device, it's always the easy. Is not, I think without further investigation we gonna lose the track of that issue, and maybe that issue could happen again. So it is always a good idea to do some investigation before say hey or before involve the vendor and say to the vendor, for example Cisco TAC, and get an answer like, hey, you should reload the FTD because get stuck on this process and blah blah blah. So before go to the vendor, I think as a network security engineer that is a good idea to capture some traffic, to try to identify where is the traffic is not passing or why. So and this is some of the tools that we can have to help us to identify that. So I have some notes here, we will deep on this. So for example, packets is a good software and to generate with this guy here. We are gonna build a package on Linux and send the package, so we can build a TCP package, UDP package, ICMP package with the size that we want, the TTL that we want. So we're gonna work on that. Also we're gonna work with the Wireshark. One of the difference between Wireshark and TCP dump is that Wireshark put the package in order, but TCP dump doesn't. But sometimes you don't have time to get the pcap file, download, read this on the Wireshark. That's why I'm trying to learn more about TCP dump, and what I learn I will teach you guys. So let's keep on. Oh, it's just finished. Let's promote this guy to a domain controller right now. It's not so difficult, so you just select the name of the domain. So securitylab.com will be our domain. And next one, this is get some slow sometimes because it's a virtual environment and is running on even G. What else we have here? We have IPtraf, we have the netcat. So we're gonna talk about these guys, but talk and do the test, right? Because if I not show you guys what these commands shows on the screen, for example the -T or the -S, we will not learn, right? We have to practice that. So this is as far as I know, if you lose something in your machine and you have some backups or something like that to recover it. So I will use the default password for us, which is @dirty 123 at dirty 123. Okay, maybe I missed up something. At dirty 123 and at dirty 123. At dirty 123. I think I typed something wrong. Here it goes. Okay, and now it's next finish until the NetBIOS the NetBIOS domain name is that name that shows to you guys before when you log in, for example, security / my username. So I will keep like this. We can do only, for example, security lab. I think that's a good one. So let's go to the next one. It's next gonna perform some checks and we'll reboot after promote this guy. Okay, what else have we here? We have the TCP dump, we have the netstats, we have the traceroute with some tricks. For example, traceroute on Linux use UDP on port 53. But we can also try, for example, ICMP. We can try use traceroute with TCP using a sync flag using port 80. We can select specifically the port. So that's one of the things that I will share with you guys. Sorry for that. And for the firepower troubleshoot, you have a lot of good stuff here. Also, for example, this is the netstat to check the listening ports, how to check the upgrade status. What else we have here? We have more notes about how to remove the peers on FMC. For example, sometimes this gets stuck and you should go there. Normally we go on that with TAC, but we can try work around depending of the environment, depend on the client, if you are in hurry or not. So I think this is a good idea to have these commands. I have a lot of other commands that I will share with you guys. What else we have here? The PM tools to check. I know that PM2, if PM2 status is down, for example, the dashboard of FMC does not comes up. So the WebGui, that's how to check one of the things about that. We have the ping. So let's keep on install this guy here, and I will stop this video, and as soon as this finish I'll let you know. Hey guys, I'm back. I just changed my mind about that. Let's do the initial setup for the ISE while that is installing. We can save some time here. So let us connect to this guy, and thus also the initial setup for it. Okay, let's bring you to here, and then we can work. So let's save some time on that, right? Okay, let me wipe it first. I think I did some tests yesterday, and then okay, as you can see, at least on this lab, the Windows server takes some time, so let's keep the ISE now. Okay, here we go. Let's change the screens just to be easier to us. So we typed setup here. This is for after the installation on the appliance or on the virtual device. You just type setup, and then it's gonna ask for the name. you're gonna ask for the IP address, which is 10.117.10.117, the mask 255.255.255.0, 10.1.1.254, nope for IPv6, securitylab.com. The name server is 10.1.1.5, 10.1.1.5. Nope, we have the NTP server as both SW01 and SW02, so we can use 10.1.1.254. also the VIP for this. Yes, and I will also use the IP address of this guy here, which is 10.1.1.253. 10.1.1.253. Why I'm doing that? Because this switch has connection only with this guy. So if I want to get redundancy here, I should bring a new interface between these two guys here, but I don't think it's needed. This is just a lab, but we can use for the time zone. We're gonna use America slash sound underscore Paulo, which is UTC -3. We enable SSH, could be admin, and the password is at dirty123 at dirty123. Okay, at DIRTY123 at DIRTY123. Here we go. So when you do that, the system is gonna bring up the interface and try to ping and check each one of the name server, the time, the NTP, and also the domain. So in the gate and the domain. So we have to wait a little bit here to see if we will get some issues. For example, oh, I cannot ping, or the DNS server or the NTP server is not reachable. So here it goes, pinging the gateway, pinging the primary name server, which in this case we have just one, and it should ping the NTP server also. Okay, oh, the Windows server just reloaded. Let's open it again. Here we go. Password keeps the same for now, but when you install the Active Directory, it's gonna ask you to change the password probably. So move on with this to here, this one to here. Okay, still booting. So it failed to ping the NTP. Okay. Okay, let me try once more. 10.1.1.254, and let's check if the NTP server is running on this guy. So first of all, show IP interface brief. Okay, everything is up. Show standby brief. We have active for the VLAN 10 for this guy. Okay. The VIP is this guy here. Let's check it out if it now works. Okay, let's see. Show run interface VLAN 10. NTP broadcast show run pipe include NTP. Okay, conf t NTP master, and let's see again this guy here. First troubleshoot, right? 10.1.1.254. Check this guy again. Do show run pipe section NTP. Okay, let me see. Okay, here we go. Now it's working. It was just missing the NTP master command, so let me do a double R. So now we have the synchronization between the NTP and the ISE. So this is very important, because as I said to you guys, if ISE doesn't have the right time, and the Active Directory also has issues with the time, they both lost synchronization. So I will try to show to you guys that I will leave this, for example, at this time zone, and as you can see here, if you do a show clock, it's on my time zone. So right now it's 5:01 a.m. here in Brazil, and we will try to add to join this ISE node on the Active Directory, and it's gonna complain saying that there is an issue with the clock. And then we go to the server, change the clock to the right time, or to the same time that's my NTP, and then this works. Okay, so now we have an Active Directory running. Before I go to the DHCP, let me install the CA, the Certificate Authority. Okay, let's jump and install the Certificate Authority here. Oh, it's almost the same thing, but it's gonna ask for some things to us, so let's keep on it. So we're gonna ask for this, for this guy here, this guy, and this one. I'm not gonna explain to you all of this guy, but this is for the enrollment, or to the devices coming to this CA server and do the enrollment of the certificate. I know that this is for example, if you have some routers and we need them to come to the CA and automatically grab the certificate. So this role is for that. And the other ones, well, I'm not a Windows Server specialist here, so I just install all of this, and that works for me. I will explain to you guys what I know. Okay, here it goes. So we're gonna start the installation. We can keep an eye on the ISE. So ISE is good. It is going on with the initial setup. It shows here 15 minutes sometimes, roughly, but on this environment sometimes take more time to do that. So let's keep on it. Okay, what else we can bring here? Let's bring something here. Let's save some time to us. So let's bring the FMC also, and let's work on it right now. Okay, here we go. It is booting. I'm using the 7.0 version because it is the new one. It is not the recommended one yet. It is, at least today, the recommended version is 6.6.5, but Cisco and the guys that is using this new version is saying that is awesome. Apparently 7.0 is giving more It's giving more power to the devices, so it's saving 70% of CPU usage, memory, because it's using the Snort 3. So the performance of the 2100 and 4100, it's getting best and best. So that's why I'm using this, and there is some new features that I'm started to learn, and I will teach you guys. Okay, so we have ISE running the initial setup. So we have the Active Directory running the initial setup, and we have the FMC that it is checking the database. So I will stop this video right now. I think it's gonna take some time for these guys to becomes up. Oh, no, let's keep on it. We have the Windows server done here. Okay, so let's go to the next on this guy. We're gonna have configured this guy, and I think after we configure the certificate authority, it's gonna allow us to configure the other ones. Yes, we have to do that one first. So here it goes. This is an enterprise CA. It is a root CA. We will create a new private key. We can use, for example, here this key length for this, but FMC, there is a limitation, and we are gonna generate certificates to the web key of FMC, and FMC doesn't work with this key length, so the RSA should be 2048 and not 4096. We are gonna use SHA-256, which is awesome. Okay, next. Let's say that this is where we decided, for example, we are gonna generate some certificate, and this Windows server will sign the certificate. So the certificate, for example, will be valid for 2 years, for 1 year. So let's select 1 year for that. So next, and configure. Here it goes. Let's see if FMC comes up. Okay, FMC is up, so it's admin with admin 123. All right, so when you boot up the appliance or the virtual device, sometimes it's bringing up directly the initial setup, but sometimes don't. And when that's happened, you should go to the expert mode and type sudo, since it's a Linux, configure-network. Okay, so the same password, admin123. I think I typed it wrong. No, here we go. So we're gonna do this. So the IP is 10.1.1.9. This is right, I already did that. And but if not, you just type it here. So simple things, right? We want to apply that. I don't want IPv6 yet. And here we go. It's gonna update the network. We can also do a ping to the gateway, and also make sure, okay, this one. And we can also try to follow with the initial setup on this server, but I think that's okay for now. So we have FMC almost there. We have ISE. How is ISE? ISE is still working on the initial setup process. So for example, we can do a ping to 10.1.1.254, which should ping. That's okay, we are good on that. So let's keep on, and it's still working on the CA. So right now we're gonna have this tree, and let's configure it. Oh, and here's a little trick. The account must be a member of the domain and must be added to the local IIS users group. So Right now I don't have any other user added here, so let us create one. So we go to Tools, Active Directory, Users and Computers. So this is the default users and computer that comes with when you install the domain service. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy this guy here and say Ignacio Marinho. My user will be Ignacio.Marinho. Here it goes. Password is the same, so I don't want to change password, and the password never expires. And here we go, and I should be here and make this guy member of IIS, because if I don't do that, that doesn't work. Okay, here we go, and I will show you guys the why. Okay, select Ignacio.Marinho, my password. Here we go. So next, here we can put some information about the certificates, for example, Ignacio or infra at securitylab.com, security lab. So this information will be on the certificate. Department, I would say IT, São Paulo and São Paulo. Okay. The next, this will be the encryption used. Okay, this is the CA name, and let's keep on. It's gonna ask for my username. Also, it should be on the ISAS. Okay, at cisco.com. I changed this because it's easier to me. All my labs has this password. Okay, here you go. You select and click next and configure. So our certificate will have this information. We'll have an exchange key length of 2048 and this information. Okay, here we go. Let's okay, ISE is working also. This guy is also almost there. So let's wait for it. Okay guys, here it goes, just finished. Let me close this one. I think we are good on the certificate part. We can check that here under the certificate authority. Yeah guys, so the service is running as we can see it here, and we have the certificates, the template, we have the failed request, the pending request. But let's check where we should go to check and generate and sign the certificates, right? So basically we use the IP address 10.1.1.5 slash cert srv. Okay, I typed something here, 10.1.1.5 slash cert srv, and at the first time we will request the credentials, so that credential that has access to IIS service. So you just put the credentials and wait a little bit, and it will give us the screen to download the root certificate, to sign some certificate. So if you want to request certificate, you go through here, advanced certificate request, and here we can paste the certificate sign request, which I will show you on ISE and also on FMC. And for example, for ISE and FMC, it should be a web server, but it is possible to sign a certificate for the IPsec, for the user. So this is we will do it before when all of the nodes are up and running and we can start to work with certificates. So I think that's it for today. This video was so long, so because it's so many tasks to do it. So thank you for your time. If you can, please subscribe, like it, comment, criticize if needed. Let me know how can I help you guys and how can I improve myself and help you to improve yourself. Thank you so much. God bless you. See you soon. Bye bye.